everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ajwa and I hope this video finds you well. If you are new to this place, please consider subscribing, and to all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support and welcome back. So this is a haul I'm super excited about because none of these fragrances is new on the market. They've all been in the market for quite some time, but I really wanted to try them based on some recommendation and some speculation I have heard about some of these fragrances. I've been tracking some of them down for quite some time. I picked 3 of these fragrances in full bottles because I tried them and I fell in love with them, instantly. And the rest are 6 decants that I really wanted to try out because I have heard so much good things about these fragrances, and honestly I've fallen in love with some of them, and I think maybe in future 1 or 2 of these fragrances will be full bottles in my collection. The first fragrance I picked in full bottle was influenced by Ade from Adeswa_gift. That is the name of her channel. I enjoy her videos. It come across as very classy and I enjoy that. She also talks about some hidden gems on her channel. It's not always about the hard damp fragrances, and that is one of the reasons why I enjoy her channel. I think about a year ago she spoke about Majaazi, which was not new on the market. I had seen others talk about this fragrance, but it was her review about this fragrance that piqued my interest about picking Majaazi. About a year ago, fortunately I was able to try this, but when I did, it was it seemed too classic for my liking. I was in my woody, strong Middle Eastern Oriental style fragrances phase, and I found this to be a little too classy. Probably I wasn't classy at that time. I'm still trying to be a little more classy. So I have always had this fragrance on my mind. I wanted to really revisit it to see how I felt about it currently, and when I did, I really fell in love with Majaazi by Lattafa. It screams elegance to me. There is nothing sultry, vavoom, sexy to me at all. And sometimes you need those sort of elegant fragrances, and that is what Majaazi means to me. So I just had to pick this one up, and I think as usual I'll just let my audience know about what I have picked, and then probably give them some detailed review. So the first one is going to be Majaazi by Lattafa. The second fragrance in this video is going to be a recommendation from the King of Hidden Gems. That is the name of his channel. He's a gentleman that I enjoy watching because he really is the king of hidden gems. He brings us fragrances that we have not heard about before. Whenever I want to know something new, especially when it comes to lesser known Middle Eastern houses, I go to his channel because he's always bringing out some hidden gems. So I'll also link his channel in the description. A year ago he spoke about Blueberry Max by My Perfume's Arabiyat, and this has also always been on my mind. I've been meaning to pick this one up, but I never got to it until recently. I've been seeing it on other channels too, and what really piqued my interest to pick Blueberry Max was the fact that it's been compared to Fenty's Fenty. And as you may be aware, I have December Rose by Paris Corner that I have not even spoken about on this channel yet. I think I've introduced it, but I've not spoken about it because I really didn't get the vibe of Fenty. I have not tried the original Fenty fragrance, but based on the description that that fragrance has had, and my nose picking up the December Rose, the notes and everything that I pick in that, it didn't really scream Fenty to me, although I've not tried it, but sometimes people describe things and in your head you sort of have an idea about how these fragrances are supposed to smell, and then you smell them and it's completely different. And that is the vibe I got from December Rose by Paris Corner. So I've been meaning to sort of get something else to sort of compare to see how really I feel about it. So when I got to know that Blueberry Max is also a dupe for Fenty's Fenty, I really wanted to check it out. So here we have Blueberry Max. It's very beautiful. Honestly, from the get-go, I would say I sort of prefer this over the Paris Corner version. They are not like exactly the same. To me, they are about 50% similar. I think I'm going to do a comparison video for these 2 fragrances. They are both beautiful in their own right, but I sort of prefer this because I get a very realistic sort of blueberry note in this one. It has the note of blueberry, it has some blackberry, some raspberry, some musk, vanilla, a very gourmand, delicious fruity fragrance. It gives me a slight tangy sourness, which I appreciate. To me, I think I have described this in my previous video as a natural yogurt, you know, that you just put a lot of fresh blueberries in it, you know. That is how it came across to me. So there's a little bit of a tang, a realistic blueberry, you know, very forward when it comes to the blueberry. Not much of the other berries, you know, but you still get it lingering, you know, at the background. Very beautiful. And I love that vanilla, you know, at the base, a hint of that musk, not too much, not like a heavy musky dry down, you know. Most fruity fragrances come across as heavy on the musk when they dry down, but you don't get this one, you know, as that much. It is quite linear. It hasn't really changed, you know, in the life of the fragrance. It's quite linear, and I love it for that, you know. I love how realistic of a blueberry fragrance it tastes, you know, and the fact that it doesn't change, you know. Sometimes I don't want my fragrances to be changing and getting to other territories I have not, you know, bargained for. This one gives me straight up blueberry, you know, with some other raspberry, other dark berries, and, you know, vanilla, rose not so much, you know, a fruity gourmand, delicious. I love it, you know. So yes, I'll be doing the comparison with the Paris Corner version, you know. Both very, you know, amazing on their own, but I think I prefer this, you know, when it comes to a fragrance on its own, but not even as a comparison to Fenty's fragrance, because I have not smelled Fenty's, you know, version before, so I'll not be able to speak to that. But because the two of them have been compared, and I think I'll just do that comparison. The next bottle I was super excited to try is going to be Spirit of Timbuktu by MacBancy. This is not a Middle Eastern fragrance. It is a Ghanaian owned fragrance house. I wasn't so keen about trying a lot of my indigenous houses until recently, you know. I had heard so many good things about this particular fragrance, so I went into one of their outlets, tried this among other, you know, interesting ones, and I really wanted to pick this one, at least for now, because this is super gourmand, you know. It has some berries, some bergamot, and I think angelica. That is the note structure for this one, and this one surprised me in a very pleasant way, honestly. It has shot up, you know, to one of my favorites, you know, current favorites. And I'm not speaking highly of it just because it's an indigenous or Ghanaian owned, you know, fragrance house, but because it's a very good one. Honestly, I've been super impressed. It gives me the performance. It is not like obnoxiously strong, you know, and all over your face. It forms a very nice, pretty scent bubble around you. You get a presence. If you overspray, it sort of fills up a room, and it's beautiful. You know, the quality of this fragrance, I'm super impressed. I don't know what else to say about it, you know. The only thing is I'm super impressed with the scent profile, the quality, the longevity. It doesn't come across as, you know, scratchy. It doesn't come across as cheap smelling to me in any way. So this is one that I recently picked up, and it's going to be Spirit of Timbuktu. Those are the only full bottles I got, and I got a bunch of these samples, like 6 of them, you know, because these are all fragrances I've heard so many incredible news about them. I've been wanting to try them, but I just didn't want to really pick a lot of these fragrances in full bottles. So I'm so excited to have been gifted these samples by the Fragrance Bar. I will link her shop in the description. You know, I chanced up on her on Instagram, and she's known as the Fragrance Bar. I got to her shop to get the blueberry max and the Majaazi, and she was kind enough to give me these samples to try. The first 2 samples I have here are quite similar because both have been compared to Baby Cat by YSL, and these are going to be Rifaaqat by Paris Corner, and then Nayal Queen by Arabiyat, I believe. I have tried Rifaaqat a number of times, but I didn't have any, you know, decant or sample. And so I have these 2, and I'm super excited about them because I love them. Honestly, I do love them. The most important reason I even picked these 2 is because I wanted to know which one is the better option. You know, I have these videos that I've been doing similar but better, and I wanted to know which of them, you know, is a better option, so that probably I could feature it in one of those, you know, videos. So this is going to be Nayal Queen and then Rifaaqat. I love them both. You know, they are sort of different in so many aspects, also similar in, you know, so many aspects. So I have my winner in this 2 category. I will definitely be bringing you that video, so stay tuned for that. The next one I have here, I wasn't super excited to get because I already have Yara in my collection, and Qissa Pink, you know, has been, you know, paraded as a dupe for Yara. I really am not like the hugest or the best fan of Yara. I've been saying this, you know, for the longest time on this channel. There is nothing wrong with Yara. It's a very beautiful, you know, strawberry sort of, you know, tropical scent, but it's not like my vibes, you know, for the most part. So I really wanted to try something else. I think in the past I've had Hayati Rose, which I sort of prefer over Yara, and then I wanted to try Qissa Pink. You know, I would say if you have a Yara, stick to it. Honestly, you don't really need this one if you have Yara, you know. And for the first time, I'm going to sort of, you know, be on the Yara side, because when I compare the two of them, I think I'll just stick to Yara, you know. I'll sort of stick to Yara, and that is my personal, you know, preference, because I don't know, maybe because Yara has been in my collection for like almost a year and a half. This I don't think is new, because it's a decant, you know, that she's been selling, so I'm sure she's opened it for some time and it's also macerated. But when I compare the two side by side, I think I'll just stick with the Yara, you know, for the most part. And I'll give you the reason why I think you should stick to your Yara if you already have that, you know, and forgo this one, you know, in subsequent videos. So that is Qissa Pink by who is it by? I'll just link it, you know, I'll just write it somewhere here. The next one I have here is also similar to one that I already have in my collection, and most of these samples I picked them up because I wanted to really compare them to the other options I have in my collection and see which one is better. So I picked up Nouf by, I think, Alhambra. If I'm not right, I'll, you know, list it somewhere, but this is Nouf, you know, which is being compared to Kaid Al Fasan by Lattafa. They are very similar with, you know, variations here and there, so I'll get to this. And I also picked up Silk Mood by Zaafaran. This one was quite a surprise to me, you know, because it was something random. You know, when I was in the shop, I was just, you know, going through the fragrances. Randomly, I picked the bottle because the bottle looked, you know, classy to me. I picked it, and as soon as I smelled it, it smelled exactly like Eternal Max by Paris Corner to me. And if you know me, you know Eternal Max is one of my favorite fragrances ever, you know. So I was pleasantly surprised that something else, you know, smells like Eternal Max. So I had to just, you know, get a sample of it to see which one I preferred amongst the two. So this is going to be Silk Mood by Zaafaran. And the last one I picked up is going to be Cranberry Max, also by My Perfume's Arabiyat Prestige House. I think this and the Blueberry Max, amongst others, are part of their Prestige line. They have like a Prestige or sort of a niche line. And honestly, I like this fragrance. I do like this fragrance, but to me currently, it is not like full bottle worthy to me at this current stage. When I brought this one home, when I tested it in stores, I was like, I like it, but I don't think I need a full bottle yet. But when I brought this one home, I'm sort of changing my mind about, you know, picking up a full bottle. I feel like it's full bottle worthy, but not like right now, you know, not like right now. But I feel like if I pick it up right now, let it macerate for about a month or two, it's going to thicken up, because although I get a cranberry in this one, it is sort of light, you know, quite light as compared to how strongly I get the blueberry in the Blueberry Max. That is the only thing I find a little, you know, to the negative about this. I still get a cranberry, you know. If you are a fan of cranberry drinks, you get a realistic cranberry drink in this one. But I guess for it's a little watered down, you know, it's there. You get a cranberry, it's there, but it's not like it's not like that potent, that, you know, that oomph that you'll be looking for, like a straight in your face sort of, you know, cranberry drink. You still get it, you know, but it's like cranberry drink diluted with water, you know, diluted with water. That is the vibes I'm getting currently. But I think what I might do might probably get a full bottle, let it sit for a while, you know, about a month or two, to see how it goes, because it has the potential, you know, it really has the potential to be something great. So I'm thinking about summer, you know, summer vibes. It gives me summer vibes. It's quite refreshing. You get that realistic cranberry, but it feels a little, you know, watered down to me. So who knows, I might really get a full bottle and let it sit for some time to be able to enjoy it so much better. So that is all I have for you. These amazing fragrances, they are not new, you know, but I was super excited to try some of them, you know, because of the positive rave I have seen about them, and I'm super excited to have the full bottles. You know, I really wanted those fragrances in full bottles, you know, and the rest I'll be playing with them to see how really I feel about them before picking up a full bottle of any of them. So thank you so much for your support, and I hope this video has found you well. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. I would truly appreciate that. I hope to see you in my next one. Take care. Bye bye.